the more back I'm going to be, the more in to out the path would be. The more forward I am, the more left the path is going to be. People think they need to move the ball back when they chunk it to help get the ball first. It's the exact opposite. For people who are wondering if they can not be jammed like this and they're looking for a little extension, there's a good drill for you. Okay, so we both were talking about how Chase, Gavin, same thing, just hitting some cuts that have been, you guys are typically used to turning it over a little bit, couple cuts, longer clubs especially, right?
Yeah.
Where does ball position range from? Like where do we start? Where's a wedge, according to the center of our body?
Probably anywhere from mid to maybe a little bit further back.
Okay, well here, and this is what I want to clarify. The wedges should be right under the middle. You know, we don't want anything back in the stance, all right? So one of the things that you guys got to think about, just think about this logically, okay? Here's the midpoint to our body. And an illustration I can give you would be here, hold this iPad real quick, right? So if I have, this is my midpoint. Chance, go over here with the boys and I want you to see this, okay? So if this is the middle of my body right here, you have to imagine that there's an imaginary arc that goes around my body. The more back I'm going to be, the more in to out the path would be. The more forward I am, the more left the path is going to be for a right-handed golfer. Chase, opposite for you, right? Other way. But here's the thing about this. Your ball position, if it gets too far back, think about what happens with good technique. Good technique meaning body covering it. Good technique with hands ahead. Stable club face. Guys, we're blocking that right all day. All day. So what are we forced to do with a ball position that's back right here? We're going to be forced to actually get stuck, jammed, back up, and have to toss that club. You guys can put a rod right underneath your zipper here in the middle of your stance and just understand, we're never playing a golf ball back there unless we're chipping out from the trees or we're hitting a green side chip. Okay?
Okay.
So with that being said, wedge is here, and then everything progressively moves forward to where the driver would be. So pitching wedge, yeah, middle to maybe just ahead of middle. 8 iron, 7 irons close to the logo on my shirt. Driver in the woods, more on the shoulder out here, okay? So that's really important we have that down, but that's a really good visual. People think they need to move the ball back when they chunk it to help get the ball first. It's the exact opposite. I find that the more forward we move the ball, the more the person covers it and gets their handle moving ahead, releasing the club later, making better contact, okay? So one of the first drills I ever did, and this was my first coach, he had the ball, if this was where an 8 iron should be played, they'd put it off my front left foot and have me go out there and get it. Well, what did it do? I had to hold the angle longer, release it later. I had to get my right shoulder through impact and actually cover the golf ball. Think about if I put off my back foot, what would I learn? I learned the falling back and tossing that golf club, okay? So let's look at this real quick. So, we're looking at the video I always pull up, very textbook setup right here, and I always draw a line with all my students. This is an 8 iron. You can see that 8 iron's really ahead of his upper body, right? Completely left of his head. Now, Mark, watch him on the right. He's able to move into the golf ball without ever getting ahead of it with his upper body, okay? And that golf ball's back there in the stance. You want to move into it, and that's where you have to kind of stall and back up. See where you have to back up there?
Yeah.
Okay, you look at his body moving through the golf ball. Look at how that back is really just in this position here, and we see us pitch back. That's the jammed look. It's like you want to get into it, you want to get into it, you want to get into it. You're like, nope, 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 nope. Okay, and all we're doing there, we're throwing that punch, and rather than stepping into it, we're throwing that punch and going like this. And that's why we're losing some speed and losing some distance as a result. Okay. So long story short today, keeping it simple, I want to put the ball in the correct spot that's going to promote us being able to actually move into it and cover it the right way, free up the body, and finish the swing, okay? The drill goes like this. So, Big Kev, come over in front of me here. So here's the drill. And Gavin, I want you to pop over here in front. Okay, so if you boys are ever struggling with being a little stuck through impact, you feel a little jammed up, if any of us have this issue, look at this. A pitching wedge, I would normally play it just barely ahead of center, Well, watch what I do. I'm putting this thing off my front foot now. I'm still going to address the middle of my stance where I had that golf ball, but watch the effort I have to make in order to go get this golf ball. Right? But the reality was the effort that I had to make to go get that, well, think about it. If I put that golf ball back in the right spot and make that same effort to get through the golf ball, well, guess what? You can see I really can trap that golf ball and make that good contact, ball first, divot later. But you can see, where'd I go? This way, right? Nothing was that way. And that for you in your future, by the way, it's going to save that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, buddy. So for both of you, never a bad thing. If you're feeling a little flippy, if you're feeling a little back up, you're feeling a little jammed up, throw that ball up there. Do some drills where you go chase it a little bit, you know? It'll free you up. It'll get, for people who are wondering if they can not be jammed like this and they're looking for a little extension, there's a good drill for you. Why don't you do that drill for a minute for us?
Okay.
I like them setting up with the hands where they normally should be. Some people will do this drill and they move their hands up to address it. No, don't change your setup. You're just reacting to the golf ball, right? We're changing the low point here. So you can set up where the pitching wedge would be, and then we're going to chase that golf ball and see if the upper body can get through it better.
Okay.
It's like after those first two shots, you're almost thinking, maybe I should just play it from there.
Yeah.
What are you giving the club face time to do when the ball's up there? Time to actually square up.
Okay.
So notice how everything that was back was shoving out right. Okay. You would have been forced to do what?
Flip it.
Exactly. Now that ball's up there, what are you actually forced to do?
Just square it up just like normally.
Absolutely. You drive the handle and just keep rotating and the thing squares up naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. It ends up being the best shot of the day, actually. You actually hit that so pure, dude. You want to build more forward shaft lean. You want to get rid of the flip. You want to get rid of your backing up. You want to get up to your left side. Don't ever play the ball too far back. If you're going to err on the side of one, more forward than back is way better. Okay? And for those of you out there who are chunking it, notice that, I mean, he hit it way more pure than I did the first time on that drill right there. That was the cleanest contact of the day.
Yeah.
And that ball was 4 inches ahead of where it actually needed to be. Now, doing that drill, what your job is today is, well, when I move that ball back to where it should be, to keep the same feeling that you had in that drill. And that right shoulder is going to finish towards the target a lot more. And for those of you who haven't seen it, this is Dudley right here. This is our new AI robot that picks up all of our golf balls here at the Grand. And at first I was really bummed out about it because I'm thinking, wait, I kind of like the cart barn guys and I like the ball guys. I'm like, I hope nobody's losing a job here. The good news is we just wanted more of our staff to be on the range, present for the members, present for the guests. So the good news is this guy's not taking jobs yet. Dude, what do you feel when you do that drill?
I just feel more free to rotate around it and finish on my front foot. Feels a lot better than just trying to hang back and hold on to it and flip the wrist.
You can actually feel your hands more stable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I try one normal now?
Go normal. Yeah, go normal and then still keep the same feeling. Imagine like you're swinging to a spot 4 inches past it, okay?
Okay. Oh, no.
Just going to compress the heck out of it, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is.
You can feel the compression though, right?
Yeah.
Good. When I was younger, I used to fight to get the ball in the right spot because it was like I had to almost close one eye to see where I actually was until I eventually memorized it. But the reality is, sometimes right eye dominant people will pull that golf ball back under their right eye. And believe it or not, a lot of right-handed golfers are right eye dominant. So they deal with ball position problems in putting and they deal with ball position problems in their swing. But that's why it's never a bad thing to have that one line perpendicular to your feet that's in between your feet, just the alignment rod. You'll see a lot of my boys will hit balls with the alignment rod right between their feet, just to identify either where the center of their stance is or just in line with the golf ball so they can see it according to their body. Okay?
Okay.
Even go a half inch more forward with that ball position, bud.
Okay.
There you go. It'll free you up big time. Ball should start straighter. Look at that.
Yep.
Money, right?
Yeah.
And I told you even give it a little extra nudge there. And what's funny, that was the best one of the day. One before was still hit great, but it just had like that 5-yard right movement on it.
Yeah, just
And
a little bit
yeah,
late.
100% ball position, okay? At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.